And right after this topic is back in the headlines following former President Trump saying he vows to save the vaping industry, the very man who raised the age when he was president. Which also shows how complicated this all is. Here is what he said. He said, "I saved flavored vaping in 2019, and it greatly helped people get off smoking. I raised the age to 21, keeping it away from the kids. Kamala and Joe want everything banned, killing small businesses all over the country. I'll save vaping again." Now, we should say here, Harris hasn't taken a clear stance on vaping in 2024. She did support a 2015 California bill aimed at keeping kids away from e-cigarettes, but that's about it. Regardless, Trump did raise the age, and North Carolina doesn't really seem to care about that, along with 7 other states. Kristen touched on it just a moment ago. You see, despite the federal age limit being 21 now, the age here is still 18 to buy tobacco products. How is that possible, you ask? How can they say no to Uncle Sam? Well, technically, there's nothing really stopping them. The rule doesn't force North Carolina to play ball, but it does punish us if we don't by withholding federal money that we rely on. Now, ironically, in this case, it's funding for substance abuse and mental health services. You know, the people you go to see when you're addicted to tobacco products. But it isn't a lot of money. And in fact, North Carolina would only lose about $5 million. Now, this fight over age limits might feel a bit familiar to some of you because we've done it before. Back in the 80s, after years of debate, in 1984, Congress raised the alcohol age to 21. WRAL covered this story extensively. Lawmakers at that time really meant business. If states failed to comply with that, they would lose 10% of their federal highway funds. For North Carolina right now, that would be about $1.5 billion. That's a much steeper punishment than the new tobacco rules. And no surprise, all 50 states fell in line with the feds back in 1988. Now, if this all seems like a lot of business and politics and bureaucracy, you're right. And frankly, if you're waiting for lawmakers and lobbyists to sort all of this out for you, it might be a while. If you ask me, the best weapon against any problem is knowledge. And tonight, you're going to learn a lot about vaping and kids in this state.